Hey guys, so here we are, chapter 18, the end of the road. It's been a fun journey here, and I hope if anyone's been watching this series of videos, they've been helpful for you and you've enjoyed them. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, this first fight coming up here is it's not hard, but it's annoying in the sense of if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning, and it's a relatively long sequence of fights. Oh, and FYI, I did record these battles you're going to see beforehand. Unfortunately, while I was the day I was messing around on this level, there was some construction going on in the school behind me, behind my apartment, so there was a lot of noise happening, and it was my day off, and I was trying to get the recording done, and unfortunately I couldn't. As far as the audio was concerned, it just wasn't doable. So what I did was I just saved the recordings from that day, and I'm just going to go over them and commentate and describe to you what I did, and hopefully it helps. So as far as Cloud here, we have Hard Edge, Supreme Bracer, and Goter Damarong, the usual suspects. And as you can see, he is in ultimate beat stick form, no magic materia, double HP up, double luck up, ATB stagger, first strike, refocus, steadfast block, and skill master. And the reason for this is you don't really need magic on these first guys. You don't really need it at all for this end sequence, honestly. You can just make Cloud beat stick mode, and that will actually get you past the fights with Three Musketeers and the fights with Sephiroth. The fight with Sephiroth. But that's Cloud. For Barret here, we've got Big Bertha, Chain Bangle, and Healing Carcanet. He has Time Barrier. That's a weak barrier. I just got to change that out of habit. I'm not even doing the fight, but I had to change it to a stronger barrier just because. He has Time Barrier, HP Up, Provoke, Prayer, Chakra, Steadfast Block, Skill Master, ATB Assist, and Revival. So healing Barret, healing tank Barret, basically. You'll see in the beginning parts of the first battle with the three amigos, we're going to be relying on Barret a lot at the beginning because, as you saw, we don't have Cloud set up with any healing, and Aerith, who does have healing, doesn't actually show up for the first couple fights. So you need someone, and you have Barret from the beginning, and he's just as good as anyone as far as I'm concerned. Now, this can be a bit risky of a strategy. He's good at healing like this, don't get me wrong, but these guys do a lot of damage, so it's usually a safer bet to have a second healer. But with Cloud set up how he is, we can actually clear them out pretty quickly. But if you don't like using that setup, then just simply switch Cloud to the Twin Stinger healer hybrid setup, and that should work fine as well. That's what I used the first time I beat this on hard. So that, it works fine. I just like using Angry Beat Stick Cloud personally. So for Tifa, we have Metal Knuckles, Supreme Bracer, and Champion Belt. She is also set up to punch things real good. Her Materia setup is ATB Stagger, First Strike, Steadfast Block, HP up, Skill Master, Refocus, and Chakra. So she does have Chakra just in case she needs to heal herself, and something I did not give Cloud, but again, relying on that lifesaver with Barret is usually a pretty safe bet, and if you do get knocked out with Cloud, it usually won't be until the middle or end part. And we do have Revival on Barret. You can just stand Cloud up with Arise. Arise is pretty much all we'll need Barret to cast. You can put a barrier on him if you want. I have it just in case things get hairy, but I don't actually end up using it that much on this recording. I don't even think I use it at all, honestly. And lastly, for Aerith, we have Silver Staff, Force Bracelet, and Circlet. She has Lightning, Fire, Wind, MP up, Magic up, Revival, Ice, and then Magnify Junction to 2 Healing. So for the first fight, she's mainly just going to be using Magnify and Healing to cast regen on people and stuff like that. Revival in case anyone gets knocked out. The elemental spells are for the Sephiroth fight when during the third stage, I think it is. He does like this infusion thing, and you want to have the element he is weak against so you can pressure him. And then of course double magic up, MP up. I mean it's Aerith, so she almost always has these. So yeah, and so for this first fight here, okay, so as you saw, things start off, you come sliding down all this debris, jump over the thing, the catwalk starts waving and stuff, then you jump down here, and you eventually jump down here and run into Barret and Tifa. So what we want to do, go ahead and get the fight started. So you're going to have, yeah, it wouldn't go that far. This is a very cinematic, like, cutscene heavy end, too. That's, I love the Sephiroth fight, but one of the things I'm not the biggest fan of in it is every single thing triggers, like, a 40-second cutscene. Like, you fight each other for 4 seconds, and then a, like, 45-second cutscene happens. It's a little tedious. But... So they finally start fighting, and as soon as things start, go ahead and pop Ascension here on the. I just do the closest one, which is the Rubrum, the fire one. But you can use Ascension as soon as things start, but then I would hold off on using it until you really want to save it for when Whisper Bahamut pops up. That's the scary one. So. And as you can see, it just tears through that guy. This phase, you actually only need to do like half damage to them. And as you saw with Barret, I put Lifesaver up. That's the little glowing bar above his HP. So always good to keep that around. Triple Slash is also very effective against these guys when they're in like a group together, so that's another thing to bear in mind. I really don't use it as much as I should this phase. I do a better job of using it at the end after I beat Whisper Bahamut. The big guys shoot stuff down at you. It's annoying, but there's nothing you can do to avoid it. That's why I bring Steadfast Block, because you're gonna get hit by it, so you might as well have Steadfast Block to tank some of that and get some ATB off of it. Because there's no avoiding those. I think you can. I think some of them you can like run into the corner to avoid, but as you'll see, there's one it does where it clears the rubble. Yeah, I think it's coming up right here. And yeah, I just run into the corner and block. Like, you just... There's nothing you can do. This guy's a dick. You're going to get hit, though. Just try and negate the damage as much as possible. It isn't too bad, but, just a couple hundred if you have Steadfast Block equipped, which really isn't much with all the HP Cloud, Tifa, and Barret have. And you want a lot of HP for this part. Like, you are going to be getting hit. This is basically these guys are I've used this phrase a lot. I mean, it's a common phrase, but glass cannon. Like, that's what these guys are. They hit pretty hard, but they aren't like super durable. Even when they're using Bahamut, when they turn into Whisper Bahamut. Yeah, as you saw right there, counter stance is very effective, but just make sure after you counter stance, you continue to hold block, because as you saw there, and I don't think it's something I actually do successfully on this one, but the combos from the red one last so long that it'll burn through your Steadfast Block. And then if you're not actually blocking, if you're blocking in Punisher, you can parry those. But if you're not blocking, then he's just going to smack the shit out of you like he did me. Oh, that's painful to see. I got Infinity's End interrupted there. Ugh. But yeah, just keep Barrett chakring whenever he gets red. It's this fight can be tough. Like I said, they aren't. And here I really should have been using triple slash a little bit more. Counter stance is good, but you really want to save it till you see him start swinging. Like right there, that would have been a good time to use counter stance. And you see, I have my limit again, but don't use. I don't use it, and I don't recommend you do either. Oh no, I did use it. Okay, well, I must have. So the thing is, you really want to save it for Bahamut. That's really the thing here is you want to make sure that you have Ascension ready to go when Whisper Bahamut pops up, because you don't want to give it time to use Mega Flare. I made that was a mistake. I really don't think I should have done that because you don't need it there. And again, triple slash is more than good enough for that part when you want to do offense. You basically do triple slash for offense and then counter stance for defense. And with skill master and everything going on, you should be getting your ATB back fairly often. See, now this is a good time to use counter stance. And you see it does a lot of damage to them. These guys don't have a lot of health, but they hit pretty damn hard. Even with 9,000 HP, they're taking like half my life in one combo. Whenever it starts to cast a spell, try and hit it with something like an overcharge or a focus thrust or something like that, or a blade burst. You can't interrupt them. I didn't do a good job of it there, but bear in mind it is something you can do. And I think Cloud does get knocked out here, but again, it's not a huge deal because Barrett has revival equipped on him. So as long as Barrett is okay, then you don't need to worry too much about Cloud getting knocked out once or twice. The trade-off being that Cloud is going to be your primary damage output for this section. As you can see, he's just tearing their health up. And yeah, he might get smacked a couple times and hurt pretty bad due to not having any real, he's just got a lot of HP. He doesn't have barrier equipped or any healing spells right now, but again, I think it's totally worth the trade-off. Because in both sections, you will have someone there to heal you, be it Barrett in the first section or Aerith in the second one. You're going to have either Barrett or Aerith, so one or the other will be available to you for healing. I don't know how you get Barrett in the last phase. I've beaten this chapter quite a few times, and I've always gotten Aerith. It's always been Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa at the end. I don't know what it's based off of. I read online that it's based off of who uses more skills through this section. So, if Barrett uses more skills than Aerith or something like that, then he gets the nod. But the thing is, I've went through this part, and, I made sure to not... I think on this attempt, actually, Barrett uses a lot more skills than Aerith does, because Aerith really doesn't do that much except heal until we get to Sephiroth. And I had Barrett using all kinds of stuff on some. So I don't know. I truly don't know how to replicate that. It's just always been Aerith, Tifa, and Cloud at the end for me. But if you do get Barrett instead of Aerith, you'll be, you'll still be fine. You can get by with Sephiroth on the setup that Barrett has, but I do imagine it would be tougher. Because you won't have the spells at your disposal to counter Sephiroth's infusion, as you'll see. So, I mean, I certainly think it would be doable, but I don't know how easy it would be. Aerith definitely seems like the better bet in that situation. Yeah, there it was. Cloud got knocked out. I had to take a second to process that. Like, okay, well, that sucks, but we have. And this was actually a pretty hairy situation, too, because Barrett was hurt there, but he gets a clutch overcharge in and then is able to resurrect Cloud. And then I believe a chakra after that, yeah. Chakra to get some health back. So that was actually a good little sequence there. Shows you how quick things can go from terrible to just, oh, okay, we're good. Again, this is, you can outlast them. They hurt, but they don't stun lock you forever. And you just want to keep consistently dealing damage to them. And yeah, as you can see, they can be annoying, but they can't heal. You can. So that's an important thing to remember. They have absolutely no way to heal. Every bit of damage they take, they take it. So, which is true for most bosses, but they just aren't that durable, is what I'm saying. They're very glass cannony, and then Red just came in clutch there with that attack. That was pretty awesome. That's not going to happen. I find the timing on Red's attacks to not necessarily be all that great. No, I think I screw. Okay, no, okay. Yeah, if you're getting hit by that attack, don't waste a combo or anything like that. Like Infinity's End, don't waste one of your abilities because it will interrupt you. And as you can see, we're back to having our limit filled up, and we're saving it here. I know we save it here. There's no way past me would be dumb enough to use it at this point. I honestly kind of got lucky Cloud got beat up as much as he did because I think if I'd have played better defensively with him, I might not have had my limit ready when Bahamut pops up here in a bit. And Whisper Bahamut you definitely want to kill as soon as possible because it uses its Mega Flare after like 20 seconds or something like that. It doesn't wait long at all. Like, it doesn't do a countdown or anything like that. It's just like, fuck you, Mega Flare. And it will KO your entire party. And it will be very frustrating because Bahamut is literally the last stage of this fight. So to make it all the way to the end and then have to go back and play through this long sequence of fights with unskippable cutscenes is not the most pleasant feeling. But it's not too bad. Like, it just make sure you have your limit saved up, and you'll see when Bahamut appears, we completely unload on him with everything. We do Stardust, we do Ascension, we do, I think we do some Aga spells from Aerith. Like, it's just every single, like literally the kitchen sink. You throw the kitchen sink at Bahamut. And it starts off. They do attack as themselves for a little bit here, but you'll see this doesn't last too long. I think they kick the shit out of me pretty good while it does, though. Yeah, these guys aren't a joke. They're very aggressive, but they won't they do give you windows to hit them back. It's just when they go on the offensive, they really go on the offensive. And again, triple slash is great here. I don't know why I'm not using it. I really didn't use it as much as I should have this attempt. I think I was trying to get cute with counter stances. But yeah, you definitely want to be using triple slash because it helps. And it does a lot of damage to them. I think I use it in the last phase. Okay, so here they go about to transform into Bahamut. And yes, there's a phase after Bahamut, and if you get killed at that, you do have to go all the way back to the beginning. Here he is. This fight reminded me a lot of the last segment of Kingdom Hearts 1, how like they had that long stretch of fights, and if you lost any of them, you had to go back to the beginning. Excuse me. Yeah, here comes Ascension, here comes Star Shower. All of it. Hit him with everything. And when he's pressured, of course, you want Focus Strike, Focus Thrust, all that good stuff. I should have been casting Thundaga with Aerith, but I was hoping I could get him staggered here. I remember this part. I was really hoping I could get him staggered, and then that's when I was going to save my Thundaga for, but I think I did a Blade Burst there just to hope I could maybe pressure it, which didn't work, and now I'm using a Thundaga. Yeah, I was really holding out for that stagger, but as you can see, the Thundaga does the job and gets rid of the last chunk of health, and then they'll split back up into the 3. And what you want to do here, I think I finally start doing triple slash here. At least I hope I do. I cannot stress to you how important that is. Nope, still not doing it. There we go. Good job, me. Yeah, look at this. Just watch how quick this starts tearing through them. Really dumb on my part. I wasn't doing that sooner, but you know, that's why I'm making this video and telling you guys to use it, because it does make fighting them a lot easier. Because triple slash is very good against groups, even if it's a group of boss level enemies. I believe the way it works is as long as you're hitting different targets, the damage increases. But if you hit the same target over and over with it, the damage decreases with each hit. Because a lot of people swear that triple slash is better than Braver, and that's actually not true. Braver is better against a single target. Triple slash is better against multiple targets. It just really depends on... People really shit on Braver, and it's a lot better than people give it credit for. It's a very fast attack that does a lot of damage, and it's good if you're not looking for... Like, Blade Burst is nice, but Blade Burst is either like you want to hit when you're right near them or when they're far away. It's not a very good like mid-range attack. Oh no, I'm sorry. You want to it's a good mid-range and close range attack. Braver is purely close range, but it does a little bit more damage. At least that's how it seems to have worked out for me. If there's something you think I'm incorrect about on that, feel free to let me know. But in my experience, Braver is one of the better abilities if you're want to hurt just a single target. Infinity's End, of course, is the best. Like I think that's probably a big reason Braver gets forgotten, because so many people just, it's like, screw it, you might as well just save up and get that second bar for Infinity's End, you know. And I get a nice Punisher parry in there when he's swinging at me. And then, yeah, just pulverize this fucking thing. They don't have too much health, like I said. Get a True Strike in with Tifa. And then, yeah, Blade Burst. And these guys are pretty much toast here. I do think it was cool you saw the visions of Aerith's death. But overall, I do have mixed feelings about this ending, especially this segment. This whole thing just felt so Kingdom Heartsy to me. I don't know. It wasn't gelling with me. The fight against Sephiroth's great. That's a fantastic fight. But I mean, it's Sephiroth. Like, it's impossible to make him not cool. And yeah, you saw I did a braver on it there at the end, I think, and did like 8,000 damage. It's a good ability. Really, all Cloud's abilities are good. Like they're all situational. That's kind of how every abilities game in this every ability in this game is. Like I don't, there's not too many I can think of that are just straight up bad. I'm not a fan of some of Barrett's melee ones. They do look really cool, but like I don't know how effective they are in a practical sense, but they're almost everything has a situation where it's good to use. It's one of the things I like about this combat system. Well, there goes the whisper thing, the Arbiter of Fate. I don't know their fucking names. I'm sorry. Not the biggest fan of these enemies from a lore perspective, so I just kind of like whatever. But next up we have Sephiroth, and that's a fun fight. It's really fucking cool. Like I said, it's cutscene heavy. So if you don't like the idea of having to watch a 30-second cutscene in between every minute of fighting, then you might not be the biggest fan of it. But I think overall it's cool, and as you'll see, we're going to handle it in a pretty clear way. The Materia setup stays the same, and let's get ready here. Spell like Fire Aga or Blizzaga, triple slash. You want to make sure you always have one ATB bar set up. And then, yeah, you can block that attack with a Punisher parry. And then, again, triple slash when he does a spell. I'm not very good at dodging his spells, so I find using triple slash to interrupt them much more effective. You want to dodge that jumping attack he just did. You want to dodge the other attack where he just stands there holding his sword. That's just a defensive maneuver. So if you don't hit him while he's doing that, he won't actually do anything to you. Again, just keep that right there. Don't hit him when he does that. And I hit him because I accidentally hit triangle. But don't, it's a do what I say, don't do what I do kind of deal. And as you'll see, you stagger him pretty quickly using parries and stuff like that. And then he does not stay staggered for very long, so this is one of those situations where you just want to hit him with something like Blade Burst or Braver. And then again, fire. As soon as you see Blizzaga or Fire Aga, just triple slash. Unless you can dodge them, if you take parry and you get the timing down, you can dodge them. That's just not something I'm good at doing. I get hit by them pretty much all the time, and they hurt. His spells do a lot of damage, so I would just not put up with that and use triple slash to make sure he's not casting. Again, this you want to Punisher parry that attack, the telepathic fury, I think it said. But you don't want to the jumping attack. You don't want to try that with. The jumping attack, I actually found dodging to be the best thing. Even counter stance doesn't seem to do too well against that. So with Aerith here now, and you'll notice I'm save your limit. I might use it here. Yeah, I do. But after this, don't use it. Like, you want to, if you don't use your limit by early second phase, don't use it, because his last phase is fucking horrifying. And if you can end it in like 10 seconds if you have your limit. And that's what you want to do. You do not want that second phase that last phase to go on for very long, because my God, like, he just does he'll kill you. Eventually he will kill you. That's why it's not it doesn't last very long. So that Hell's Gate attack there, it's a jumping attack, but he also has lines that go out in all four directions. So you want to try and get like diagonally of him, and then a good bit of ways away too. If you're too close, you'll get hit by the jumping attack. And then here we just we hit him with an Infinity's End when he's staggered, and then build up a bar with Aerith to get a cure off, heal some of that damage. You really want to stay on top of your healing. I don't recommend letting anyone get below 50% if you can help it. Aerith is basically just a heal bot, because yeah, it's Sephiroth. Like, this is not, you cannot fuck around. He's very fast, he has very strong attacks, he does a devastating amount of damage. It's fucking Sephiroth. Like, you can't sleep on him, obviously. I mean, if you don't take him seriously, then who the fuck do you take seriously? So with Tifa, when it starts off, we run up in Star Shower because we'll get an open window. We build up a bar with Aerith to try and get a Thundaga going, but unfortunately he does come at her when he sees that. And with the... I think we get a bar finally, yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and hit him with a Thundaga and then go back to Tifa. And that will instantly pressure him. That's why you want to make sure you have Aerith set up this way. And then just pound that focus strike. And I found a good trick. When you go for an ability with like Tifa or something, switch to Cloud. That way he doesn't interrupt you, because he's very fast, and even if you get an ability going, say you do like a focus strike or a Star Shower, he'll just turn and just backhand her and end the attack. So it's better if you were to do like the Star Shower, then switch to Cloud, and then his attention will automatically be on Cloud due to the way the computer prioritizes the player character. And again, hit him with an Aeroga when he was lightning infused, and he does not stay down for very long when he's pressured. So you gotta, again, I probably let Tifa's health, I shouldn't have let her health get that low. I should have been a little quicker to heal, but I was hoping to get a stagger in, which I did, as you see. You have to be aggressive. It seems counterintuitive, but I don't think playing this fight defensively is a good long-term strategy, because Sephiroth just does too much damage. Even if you play it defensively, unless you are a god at this game and can dodge everything ever, you're not going to have a good time dealing with him. So here he comes. This is the scary phase. Again, this phase is horrifying. Make sure to save your limit, because look how fast we end this. And you do not want this phase to last long. Switch to Tifa after you do it too, because you want Tifa to double Unbridled and then rise and fall. Or Star Shower or something. But look at this. Look how quick we get rid of him. Like, that's what it... Trust me, you want to do that. You cannot have him stick around for very long, because that last form will absolutely fucking destroy you. And there it is, guys. That is it. That is the final boss of hard mode. That is Final Fantasy VII Remake hard mode completed. Yeah, if you've watched through these videos and enjoyed them, I just want you to know I really appreciate you. And if you didn't enjoy them, I appreciate you. At least you watched. I appreciate that. So if you have any comments on how you think I could do this sort of thing better, if you didn't like the format of me just going through the fights, if you think I should have just done a full walkthrough of the game, or maybe you think it was too long form, I should have cut it down some, let me know in the comments. I'm always open for criticism. I'm always open to hear what other people think. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for watching this, and it's been it's been fun making these videos, and I hope they are of some value to you guys. So that is it for the Final Fantasy VII Remake on hard mode, and we'll see you. We're going to be putting something new out. Get my screen back up here. And we're going to be putting some new stuff out soon. I'm working on a review for the game, which is, if you see my reviews, they're a lot more polished, obviously, than this was. This was very raw and just kind of off the cuff kind of deal. I'm also, I'm kicking around a couple of ideas. I do have a couple of new games I bought that I want to play through and write a review on. And I have another game that I completed and have footage for and have the review like halfway written. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. So if you enjoyed my channel's content, again, feel free to subscribe so you can be updated whenever something new is posted. And that's probably enough babbling from me now. Again, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for all the videos of mine that you have watched so far. And I really appreciate you, and I hope you have a great one and stay safe.